Hey there everybody, Kopika here. Welcome back to more Kingdom Hearts 2. In the last episode, we ended up getting some odd jobs and managed to get 2,000 money. And also 5,000 so that way we can actually go to the beach. But apparently we tripped on something that was invisible to our friends and got our money jacked. So now we are zero boys again. And that's unfortunate. We got ourselves a letter from Hayner saying that, hey, meet me at the station, and that's what we're going to do today. Because, to be honest, I'm glad that he forgave us. I mean, he could have just said, I'm not gonna forgive you, Roxas.
Hey.
Morning.
Huh?
Hello, Roxas.
Hi. And you are...
I wanted to meet you at least once.
me?
Yes, you.
Olette dragged me along to go shopping.
Hey, you want to come with us?
Wait. Did you just see that? He's stalling.
Very well then. We'll see you later, Roxas. Okay?
Yeah. Did she go to that haunted mansion? Huh? Let me go!
Hey, chicken wuss.
Who's that?
I don't know, but they've already crossed the line. Find a weapon.
Alright, it seems it's round 2 with these weird, mysterious enemies. And once again, if we look in the background, we can see that no one is doing absolutely nothing. But that's okay, because we kind of just auto-assume that, they're trying, but they're not really trying their best. You guys are doing great. I mean, I can't really do anything with this guy anyways. Seriously, he's just... I cannot hit him. It's impossible. My thing does nothing. We've tried this already. I don't know why we keep trying it a second time.
Not good.
Roxas!
Huh?
Use the Keyblade!
And welcome to the Station of Serenity, the place where your stats will actually matter, because getting this thing actually does not matter in the grand scheme of anything. It just increases 1 stat point, and that's really about it. In fact, we can actually check the stat point right now. As you can see, our defense sucks, and that's gonna just be the grand scheme of everything. Your defense is gonna be utter booty. Our magic is 7, which is unfortunate because in the tutorial section, you don't really get much of a magic stat. Well, I should more so say you don't really get magic until later down the road. And our strength is 5, which is not too bad, but not the best. So now, The way how statics growth. This is how the status growths, and this is mostly how you end up obtaining abilities. If you choose the sword, you will gain more offensive capabilities, such as abilities that will increase your combo potential, things that will basically end up increasing your finisher and all that. The shield, it will basically grant you more defensive and more survivability. There are some battles in the game that can be a little bit difficult if you're not too careful, so abilities like Second Chance and Once More can be obtained a lot earlier. I will say this, if you choose the sword, you won't be getting Second Chance, I think it's Once More or Second Chance, which you only get at level 81. So, if you want to avoid some grinding, I suggest choosing the shield. The staff ends up giving you more magic abilities. The problem with the magic build is the fact that some of the magic in the game, some of the abilities for magic is not really that great, but magic itself is fine as is, even without the upgraded stuff. There's one ability called Magic Lock-On, which is not really great, considering the fact that 9 out of 10, you don't really need it, considering the only magic that is useful is thunder, since that ends up hitting everybody. Blizzard and fire are also good too. I'm actually going to choose the staff because A, I've never chosen it before, and B, I have chosen shield and only sword once until I found out that you only get the ability at level 81, which was ridiculous. So I want to go for something different. Now it's time for us to actually engage in real combat, because the last fights did not count. Or I should say the last fight, which was literally one fight, just did not count. Unfortunately, us using the magic build is, as you can see, our strength is not really that great. But that's fine. The way how these enemies work, they end up getting confused if you use the reversal reaction command. And, it's pretty easy. Sometimes you can just keep whacking them until they die, sort of approach, and that's usually your best bet. Alright, so this is different from how Kingdom Hearts 1 plays out. When you level up, you gain abilities. That's not how it is in this game. As you progress through the story and complete certain particular fights, or I should say all fights, because all fights kind of give you this, you will gain bonuses. Bonuses is how you obtain abilities in this game. After winning important battles, you level up, increasing various perimeters and learning new attacks. You can also level up by getting experience from defeating enemies. When you're having a tough time with enemies, level Roxas up before moving on. Now, unlike Kingdom Hearts 1, we are no longer bounded by treasure chests anymore. We can open treasure chests as much as we want without the risk of having any sort of problem. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to level up Roxas just a little bit more, mainly because of the fact that with us having a magic stat, we kind of need to have some sort of capabilities of both survival and also killing our opponents as quickly as possible. And considering the fact that, we are only at level 1, which is a bit of a disappointment when you really think about it, we kind of need some more. This is just giving us the rundown of how abilities work. You can now go ahead and press the triangle button to equip abilities on automatically. You have area recovery, which if you're knocked up into the air, you can end up pressing the circle button and recover in the air. It's a useful ability. And it's also a bad and useful ability. It's bad because if you use it incorrectly, there are bosses that do combos to you. If you arrow recovery at the wrong moment, because if you have both second, I usually always forget what it is. I want to say it's Once More, which will allow you to retain 1 HP if you're getting comboed. But if you area recovery, especially if you area recovery inappropriately, you will, I don't know why I say inappropriately. If you aerial recovery prematurely before the enemy actually finishes their combo, you can potentially die. Trust me, it has happened to me a lot, and it's really super annoying. So anyways, these enemies are not that bad. These are like the only enemies that you will fight, and yeah. But yeah, we're back at the station area Serenity again, the area that we end up seeing in 2 Kingdom Hearts games so far, since we've been going through this in order. We've seen it in Birth by Sleep, and we've seen it in Kingdom Hearts 1. It's the first introduction of Kingdom Hearts 1 having it, and mind you, Kingdom Hearts 1 wasn't this one in particular, it was the one that was based around the princesses. The reason why is because the princesses' hearts were already taken by that point in Birth by Sleep. So yeah, nice continuity there where, you know, Sora ends up diving into the hearts of the 4 princesses in the game, which is a nice touch. I like, mind you, you don't end up starting to learn that these are heart-based until, well, actually, you kind of end up figuring out once you realize that the princesses that you've seen in Hollow Bastion are all captured. So at that point, you're like, oh, their hearts were already taken already. Well then, at least we know why we're traveling there, even though you can also just chalk it up as, you know, references, and that's it. Anyways, once we go through the door, we'll end up essentially fighting a boss fight. But I'm going to head back down and end up respawning all the enemies. The way how this combat works, well, I should say, continuing. When you continue, you will start back here, but the problem is that anything that you've retained, if you have died, will get reset. So you have to essentially do it all over again. I don't feel like having that, so if you enter a door, so say I entered here, this is your checkpoint. So if you die here, you continue from here, but anything that you've retained from dying, anything you retain from this point, it will reset back to this checkpoint. So essentially it'll essentially be pretended that you never actually gotten the experience, so you have to do it all over again, which is unfortunate. So you kind of want to be careful for that. So be sure to kind of end up entering a room so that way you can load a checkpoint, an invisible checkpoint, because the game kind of doesn't really tell you it's a checkpoint or not. Anyways, I'm actually gonna cut, so I'll go ahead and be like at a certain level by the time we end this. So BRB. All right. And now we are done. We managed to end up getting 2 levels. We ended up getting 2 defense ups and 1 strength level up. So now we have a total of 8 AP, which is actually pretty nice. And we're also level 5 now. Those enemies end up dropping potions. So if you want to try to grind for potions, there you go. They don't really give you much because it's very rare for them to drop it. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. Well, this is a very inviting dude. Defeat the mysterious enemy. Alright, so this is our tutorial boss. He is the one that will introduce us to what is known as mashing the triangle button to win Kingdom Hearts 2. But no, in all seriousness, this guy here basically ends up giving us a tutorial of how reaction commands work in boss fights now. Reaction commands allows you to do very crazy and substantial things. Or I should just say incredible things that is beyond combat of Kingdom Hearts lore. This is completely different than your old Kingdom Hearts game. It's not Kingdom Hearts 1 anymore, it's Kingdom Hearts 2, where we have to be more action-packed. But no, the reaction command is a pretty nice thing. Also, if you hear this voice clip here,
Come on!
people who have played Kingdom Hearts Final Mix and also the original Kingdom Hearts Final Mix 2, I don't know what the hell I'm saying with that. For people who have played both the original Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix and the original Final Mix in general, that voice clip is completely different in this version of the game because they are going by Jesse McCartney's voicing direction of Ventus. There's a reason for that. It's not just some random thing that they decided to do. Anyways, this guy will now start to end up spewing a lot of new enemies. These enemies are known as creepers. The game's not gonna really tell us what the enemies' names are until later down the road. But as he is summoning these creepers, he also will end up summoning thorns around his head. If you kind of end up doing it right, go where his head is at and then back from his head, you can go ahead and kind of end up getting him into a very interesting loop. I can't get him in that loop because I'm not a speedrunner and I have no idea what I'm doing. The creepers end up sporting a lot of HP orbs, bigger HP orbs anyways. So I kind of recommend getting it. Luckily enough, we got a defense up, so the enemies won't be doing that much damage to us. But after a while, he will end up getting rid of the enemies and, well, essentially do the same exact thing that he did to you before. Fun fact, if you manage to end up doing enough damage in that phase that he did there, this reaction command has the capabilities of beating him. We don't have scan at the moment, but if you do somehow scan, if you hack scan into the game, you will actually see an HP bar. The hits and the damage that we're doing to him are actually draining his health. So if you manage to somehow be able to drain his health, you can kind of achieve this in critical mode, or if you can more so achieve this with the sword, you can actually end up killing him here. We're not going to be able to do that, but it would be cool if we could. I tend to do that in critical mode, and it's satisfying as all hell. Because he is programmed to do this a second time, but you can kill him during the I'm down on the phase. But it is pretty nice when he does end up like hitting the thing and just dying immediately. He has one attack that we might not be able to see. I kind of want to showcase it. You know what? I'm going to let him showcase it because this is a move that I rarely ever get him to perform. But he essentially, oh wow, he looks like a glove. This attack here essentially spawns a crap ton of thorns. And that's essentially his Omega attack. Or I guess his desperation move if you really want to call it. You would normally never see this attack because by the point of his HP, he will essentially be dead. You want to be careful though because his final attack is a big giant shockwave move that ends up hitting the ground. Which he'll probably just do any minute. Here it comes. And booyah! There it is. That is so cool. Alright, you can kind of like die now. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Okay, now he's just slipping him by. I made you do one attack. You got to give me some good playtime right now. Would you stop moving? It's people. The developers really enjoyed developing this guy because he's very well animated, and that's kind of one of the things I like about the nobodies compared to the Heartless is that. They can just do anything. Like they just. Okay, this is what is that? What is he doing? I have no idea. I don't know what that is. Like that move is kind of weird. And then he kind of just ends up doing the move again, and that's really about it. And we obtained Guard. Guard was actually a level up ability. It was not a get bonus ability.
My name is Naminé. Roxas. Do you remember your true name?
Say no more, Naminé.
But if no one tells him, Roxas will...
It's best he doesn't know the truth.
Hey, you're that pickpocket. Whoa!
Cypher, strike a pose, you know?
How's this?
That's totally perfect, you know? How about one more, you know?
What's that for?
Keepsake.
Those freaks in the white jumpsuits are gone, you know?
Cakewalk.
What were those things?
Outsiders, that's what. And if they don't wise up to the rules around here, I might have to take disciplinary measures.
Oh yeah, Cypher's always looking after the town, you know?
Wait up!
Hey, no chickening out of the tournament tomorrow.
We'll be waiting, you know?
So, you hung out with Cypher's gang today?
No, it's not like that. Oh yeah. How was the beach? Wasn't that today?
We didn't go. It wouldn't be the same without you, right?
Sorry. Hey, how about we go tomorrow? We could get those pretzels and...
I promised I'd be somewhere.
Oh. Oh.
You and I have to make the finals. That way, no matter who wins, the four of us split the prize.
Okay, you're on.
You two are gonna clean up.
Go get him.
It's a promise. I'm out of here.
Restoration at 48%.
Was that nominee made of data?
No. Namine hijacked the data herself. Look what she's done now. She's totally beyond my control.
Calm down.
It doesn't matter. As long as Namine accomplishes her goal, we needn't worry about what befalls Roxas.
It's up to me. Only the Keyblade Master can open the secret door and change the world.
Well, I'm not gonna betray Sora either.
My friends are my power.
So, your heart won this battle.
It is I, and some. Lead me into everlasting darkness!
Sora! Forget it. There's no way you're taking Kairi's heart. Kairi.
We may never meet again, but we'll never forget each other.
No matter where we are, our hearts will bring us together again.
Take this.
It's my lucky charm. Be sure to bring it back to me. Don't worry, I will.
Promise? Don't ever forget. Wherever you go, I'm always with you.
Right. Promise. What a mess.
Hurry to the Sandlot, you're gonna be late.
Who are you gonna root for?
Both of them, silly.
Ladies and gentlemen, struggle fiends of Twilight Town, it's time for summer's most sizzling clash. That's right, today is the day for the struggle and title match. Who will be the one to break through the ranks and take on our champion Setzer?
Cypher! You know?
And who will leave today as our new struggle champion?
Hainer! Roxas!
Yes, the crowd is fired up, so you know what comes next. Let's struggle!
Hey now, it's time to introduce today's combatants. The 4 bad boys who struggled their way through the preliminaries. Regular finalist and head of the Twilight Disciplinary Committee, Cypher. Completely out of nowhere. Who knew he'd make it so far this year? Vivi! An underground favorite and local attitude problem, Hainer! It's his first trip to the finals. And struggler number 4, who happens to be my absolute favorite customer, Roxas! So, who will win this sweltering summer struggle? Who will take home the grand prize? The summa cum laude of struggle, the 4 Crystal Trophy! And a chance to take on our defending champion, Setzer! It won't be long now, folks. I suggest our challengers go over the official struggle rules before we begin.
And with that, we'll be going through the rules just a bit later on, because to be perfectly honest, the cutscenes are long, yo. Anyways, in the next episode of Kingdom Hearts 2, we'll be doing the Sandlot Struggle, where we will beat the crap out of all of our friends, because that's how Kingdom Hearts 2 rolls. Anyways, I've been Kopika, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. See yas!